morning everyone. Welcome to the class of Marketing Management. Today we will discuss about new product development and product life cycle strategies. And we will also look deep into the new product development process in organizations and examine those new product development processes and situation in which new products fails in the market. And it is that observed in the Indian market that between 40 to 50% of the products sold in the market did not exist some 10 years ago. The market is flooded with many new products like plasma television, dishwashers, more powerful and stylish motorbikes, and new generation cars also. These products were not available some 10 years ago. In certain product categories like fast moving consumer goods, product introduced in the last 5 to 10 years accounts for 20% of the annual sales. Number of new products excluding extension products and modifications introduced to the market in the last 10 years varies from one company to another. Companies like Sony, Nokia, Microsoft, Apple are known for introducing good quality products over the years, and it is the same case with business markets also, where more innovations and new products have been introduced in the last few years. So unfortunately, matching the number of new product introduction statistics is also the statistics of new product failures. Majority of the new product introduced in the last few years have not tested success in the Indian market. Just because the purchasing power of consumer has increased does not mean that people are going to accept all types of products available in the market. The marketers have failed to read the customer's mind and launch new product as per their own choice. A mere product push of new products will not lead to success. It is necessary to understand the scientific process of new product launch and use of marketing research inputs for the purpose of developing new products and services so that they can sustain for a longer duration of time. Now let us look at the evolution of Indian car industry in the last 10 to 15 years. Once upon a time, one had to pay a premium and wait for 6 to 10 months for a new car to be delivered. But after the entry of Maruti in the small car segment, the story had changed. Maruti's success invited more competition, and now the market is flooded with different types of small size, medium size and luxury cars. These cars are available at different prices and with different features and technical specifications, and now even Maruti is being threatened in the small car segment by the news of launch of small car by so many other competitors like Tata's, Hyundai, etc. And Tata's car is also known as the people's car, as you all must be knowing. An evaluation of new product success reveals that some of these successful products came by accident, some because of new consumer requirements, and some because of the need to beat the competition also. The introduction of the products was either to meet a changing product market situation or for an altogether new market situations. So the innovative companies have to constantly monitor the changes in technology, in consumer taste and emerging competition. New product idea emerge either through internal processes or from external sources also. So the management has to decide whether they would like to have internal systems from external sources. And therefore, a number of ways to get new products are as follows, like new product development in the company's own research and development department can be taken care of. Acquiring a whole new company, a product or a patent to produce a product earlier owned by some other companies, like Hindustan Lever Limited acquired the entire Kisan range of edible products to gain entry into new market segment. Similarly, Marico purchased Top Ramen from Nissan Food for an entry into the food segment. Then we can also go for reviving old brands like HLL was reintroduced by HLL reintroduced Lifebuoy in the market. New product development is an expensive proposition. Therefore, top management has to ensure that once the decision of product launch is taken, the new product development should not get stuck for want of managerial inputs. However, there are few issues to consider while developing a new product development program. The top management should define the scope and the criteria for new product development work, that is complete new product offer, product modification or product enrichment by adding a missing feature. Top management should decide the research and development budget in advance. They should set up effective organizational structure for new product development process so that there are no organizational processes working as a hindrance to the new product development process. A number of companies assign the task of developing new product to the existing product managers. However, in spite of the market and the competition, they are not very successful due to their preoccupation as well as lack of specific skills and aptitude to develop new product. Therefore, companies uses a number of alternatives like new product department, new product committees, new product venture teams, or they can also have new product managers. The new product planning is the act of conducting and supervising the search, screening, development and commercialization of new product, the modification of existing lines and the discontinuance of marginal or unprofitable items. Product planning and strategy process in an organization guides in deciding the nature of product to be produced and sold and the number and type of product to be sold. New product development constitutes the key aspect of product strategy. New product development is a more limited term but includes the technical activities of product research, engineering and design and launch of new product. And new product planning is a very long and complex process which deals with changes in numbers, types and different lines of product and services offered by the market to the various segments. The product manager need to decide the width, depth and length of the product line for the overall market and for each segment also. The quality level acceptable to various segments and the degree of distinctiveness involved with each product for product differentiation. The product manager should also be concerned about the increased societal and the government constraints. So, the role of new product development process in an organization can be discussed here. Now, the new product development process plays a crucial role in deciding the future of the organization. Whatever may be the size and nature of the operation of a firm, product planning and development is necessary for its survival and growth in the long term. The life of an existing product is visualized like that of a human life. Every product has a life and it becomes obsolete after a certain period of time or a certain years. Therefore, it is essential to develop new product or alter or improve the existing product to meet the changing customers' needs. The role of new product development can be ensuring that the product mix matches the changing environmental conditions and that product obsolescence is avoided. Then it can be enabling the marketer to compete in new and developing segments of the market, or reducing the marketer's dependence on particular elements of product range or vulnerable market segments, or it may be for achieving greater long-term growth and profits. So introducing new product is rather a difficult strategic alternative as it involves long range planning. Customers' needs should be identified, competing and substitute products should be evaluated. In the survey conducted by Booz, Allen and Hamilton, it was revealed that firm with well-organized product planning program have only 40 to 50% of the product failures. When this percentage was compared with the overall industry product failure, one can easily convince of the need of product planning. So, we will discuss how the new product development process goes on. Many companies follow different types of new product development programs or systems. Though it is difficult to generalize the common process, the author has tried to develop a standard new product development system, and that system consists of different types of steps in a chronological sequence. If successful, the product is launched. The system is an integration of traditional qualitative research which has been used in the packaged food fields. Therefore, the first step in the new product development process centers on the concept generation and market identification. In this part of the product development process, there are 4 key activities, namely the idea generation, structure identification, sales potential and concept screening. Coming on to idea generation, the first stage of new product evolution begins with an idea for the product. Hence, this stage is also termed as idea generation stage. Idea may originate from some of the following sources, like sales personnel can also provide ideas for the new product development. Marketing personnel are also a good source for providing ideas. Then the research and development department is always there to provide you some new and innovative ideas. The top management executives are also a contributing factor. Then the production department, customer service decisions, employee suggestion systems, customers, competitive products, foreign products which are in the domestic market, consultants, advertising agencies, researchers, distribution channels also play a crucial role sometimes, and the most effective idea can be taken by the feedback of the public's choice. The new product idea can be generated both directly and indirectly. Both approach can be undertaken simultaneously and can vary from highly structured and loosely structured to unstructured procedures also. The direct method rely heavily upon creativity of individuals as well as groups and consumer survey data for techniques like force relationship, transfer analysis, brainstorming, then motivational research, multidimensional scaling are some of the approaches which can be used for idea generation. The consumer idea are obtained from focus group interviews which determines the consumer perception of brand, advertising and the way products are used. The product manager searches for competitive vulnerability and consumer trend in the category. How do consumers see the category changing relative to the way they use the product now and how they anticipate they will use the product in the future? That will also decide about the new product ideas. The indirect method refers to synthetic methods that are used for other purposes, but with little changes they can be employed just as well in exploration only, like quadrant analysis and magnitude estimation has been used sometime for product testing also. The result of the idea generation step is the consumer's view of the market in qualitative term and understanding of the technical development potential and a possible list of new product idea in untested and raw idea form. Then we will go for market structure analysis. The next step in the process of new product development process, and it is implemented in the market structure. This process consists of consumers' perception of the market by building a map outlining critical consumers' dimensions, positioning existing brand on the perceptual map and indicating favorable new product opportunities. This technique is extremely helpful as it puts the new product thinking on the right track in terms of consumers' view of the market. This also helps in finding out the distance of new product opportunity from ideal point, and it helps the new product group to focus on further technical and marketing development programs. It helps in identifying where the opportunity exists and give a rough estimate of how big is the opportunity. In order to supplement the consumer's perception mapping, a fact book or business review document is made outlining all the available knowledge about the particular category. Much of the syndicated market data is included so that new product development group has all the accurate and up-to-date information on overall market size, segmentation and the market share data. Then we will move further to sales potential, and in this step the potential of a new product entry into the market structure is estimated. The executive judgment and Delphi technique can be used to develop the simulated market model, as point of input data are available with new product team. The purpose of developing such a model helps in establishing a rough estimate of the size of the business potential and to establish a base case for use of this model for continuous monitoring of the sales and its advance throughout the new product development process. This will help in continuously refining the market share and rupee volume estimate of the size of the new product opportunity. Then we will move further for concept screening, and at this stage the idea collected are scrutinized to eliminate those inconsistent with the product policies and objective of the firm. Patents may already protect some idea and some others may not be fit for consideration because of the non-availability of raw material for production. Thus, most of the ideas screened not essentially be good or may not be helpful for new product development. They may be further subjected to a more detailed examination. The main intention of this phase is only to eliminate unsuitable idea as quickly as possible. Screening criteria are established as evaluative standards in new product development. They make arbitrary decisions less likely. They provide a unity of purpose and they provide a perspective for new product planners. Screening criteria usually concern themselves with three factors like market, product and the finances. More frequently used market criteria are market size, market growth, market positioning, distribution features, and some of the sets like must have and would like criteria have been suggested. Like we can go for in the must have cases we can go for fill a perceived need with a sufficiently defined group of heavy user of the product, then have a unique product characteristic that offers distinctive benefit to the user and be scalable in large expanding territories, and would like to have a basis for continuing business and lend itself to mass media advertising also. The product manager is likely to make two mistakes during the screening stage. The idea generated at the earlier stage can be grouped as good ideas or bad ideas. And after categorizing those ideas into good and bad categories, we can go for good ideas for the development of the new product. If the product manager continues with the good idea, then definitely the product will have a success. But if they continues with a bad idea and subsequently launches the product based on the bad idea, then it is likely to make a go error. And in the contrast, the event of dropping a good idea leading to the lots of opportunities in the market, the product manager is likely to make a drop error. The product manager needs to evaluate the idea by developing a fact book for each idea and evaluating the relevance of the idea in the context of business opportunity and competition. The focus group discussion will lead to development of market research where the product concept can be quantified and primary product feasibility and development can be tested. This stage is crucial for product managers as he can take an idea from the stage of an abstraction to a valuable product proposition. The concept so generated can also be put into intent to buy test to find out the primary points of test of minor and major competitive advantage. Then comes into light the advertising development. This stage of new product development involves development of advertising and formulation of the product. All the advertising and technical development of the product concept have a greater focus due to the result from the earlier stages. This stage typically involves two activities, that is development of advertising strategy and product formulation. The main objective of advertising is creating advertising copy which can reflect the product's point of difference to the consumers. Asking the client servicing and creative team to observe the focus group discussion helps in initiating advertising strategy development process. Both the team gets a chance to look at the real consumers and listen to them talking about the product category and product proposition. At this stage, three products are developed, namely a strategy statement, the consumer profile, and an end benefit psychology statement. The strategy statement helps in getting the selling message of the product down to the straightforward statement, outlining the core advantage of the product concept. It should be a declarative statement which is an expression of a specific set of symptoms within the defined target segment. In addition to the strategy statement, a consumer profile is developed. It goes beyond demographic profile and explains the psychological benefit of the new product and how it relates to the consumer problem that the product aims to solve. These three statements constitutes the basis of creative platform. The client and agency should arrive at an agreement related to the direction of the new concept through this creative platform. The agency tries a number of platforms and storyboards to arrive at a final proposition. The next step involves review of the storyboard. Storyboard should be relevant to consumers' perception of the category, identifying and pinpointing the differential advantage of the concept to the competing product. In a world of segmented market, it is essentially to communicate the point of difference for giving a reason why for the consumer to buy. Consumer buy products and services and for a specific set of reasons, and in many instances these reasons are ingrained in their thought process. So the new product manager must demonstrate what he is offering is better than available offer in the market so that they will at least be willing to try the new product. After the storyboard, normally 4 or 5 are selected. They should be pre-tested by potential consumers. They should be tested in animatic form as they cost less compared to the cost of completely developed multiple shots. They can be tested through methods like on air testing and in theater testing also. In theater testing is better because it is more diagnostic than on air testing. The factors can be controlled better in theater testing than in air method. It helps in building greater insights into the development of advertisements, leading to higher level of problem solving. After development of advertising and the testing of the copy, we will go for product formulation and testing methods. Now, while advertising formulation happens in advertising agency, the product formulation in the laboratory. During this stage, the idea on the paper is turned into product on hand. In other words, the idea is converted into a product that can be produced and demonstrated to the consumers. This stage is also termed as the technical development stage, and it is during this stage that all development of the product from idea to final physical form takes place. The final decision whether a product should be developed on a commercial scale or not is decided at this stage, because the time lag required to attain this stage is a long one, and it is possible that some adverse developments might have taken place during this period. Once the management decides to go ahead with the product idea, some activities are undertaken like establishing development projects for the new product, then building the product with a change specification if necessary, and completing laboratory evaluation and sending the product for testing, and then finally to the launch. The first stage in product formulation and development process is a detailed product profile that outlines all the elements of the product and the product's point of difference, so that the laboratory can formulate a product prototype for limited consumer user testing. Then a detailed product feasibility report is written and circulated to all staff groups inside the company for their inputs. They can also be called as the feedback from the organizational employees. These staff group includes manufacturing, finance, legal, medical and quality control department people involved in the new product development process. Many conflicting interests and opinions will emerge at this stage, and this will lead to development of a formal business analysis. Business analysis is only a continuation of the evaluation process that begins with the new product idea was first generated. Once the product concept is developed, business analysis can evaluate the business attractiveness of the proposal. The purpose of the business analysis is to serve as a basis for the decision whether the corporate resources should be committed to the development of the new product or not. So, information from advertising, creative evaluation and business analysis helps in developing product prototypes and testing them in the lab conditions. Then a standard consumer usage testing is done for the prototypes. And at this stage, the new product management team has got the information related to a product concept statement that has been developed by market structure analysis and has been refined by focus group interview. As well, advertising has been developed which is strong enough to launch the new product, and a physical product that consumer perceive as a successful match between the claims made by the product and the functionality of the original product. If the sale forecast meets the go decision, then only product is put to the test. And after doing all this, we will go for testing of the product. And at this stage, the product testing, that the new product manager can check the feasibility and accuracy of the product. Commercial experiments are necessary to verify earlier business judgments. The objective of this stage is to assess whether the product meets the technical and commercial specifications developed at various levels of concept development for ascertaining product acceptability. There are three types of tests conducted at this stage, like the concept testing, product prototype testing, and the test marketing. Coming on to concept testing, this step is conducted many times and also before developing the prototypes. We are presenting here for simplicity of understanding. This step is concerned with measuring customers' reaction to the idea or concept of the product. In fact, it is a kind of research in which the product idea is screened before any money, time or labor is committed to making the prototype products. The idea of a product with as many details as possible is made here, known to the consumer either verbally or through the use of suitable blueprints. The response of the customer is checked, and only if it is found encouraging, then the development of product prototype is taken up. For instance, when the rest of the world had largely gone for synthetic detergent in powder form, it was decided by Hindustan Unilever Limited to test the detergent bar as the concept, because in India most people do not use washing machine or even bucket and are accustomed to using a bar to rub on the fabric. This led to the launch of Rin bar in the Indian market, and the idea of Ujala, Wheel, Aquaguard and Vanish were found to be more fruitful when they were put to concept testing. Concept testing can tell whether the product is likely to be success or not. To achieve better results, however, the product concept should include the finished product itself with all details like packaging, price range, the brand name. On the basis of these details, interviews are conducted to collect opinion of the would-be purchasers. The major advantage of concept testing is that the management can form early judgments on the likelihood of the market success of the new idea. The other objectives of the concept testing can be to evaluate the relative merit of several new product proposals, or to determine whether the product idea is to be abandoned or modified, then to determine the size of the potential market, and it can be to guide the management to adopt suitable marketing policies in advance. So the concept testing has some limitations or drawbacks also, like it entails some risk of disclosing the company's plan to competitors. There is a time lag in obtaining and assessing the results. Respondents may overstate their interest and encourage unsound development. The validity of any measure of potential market size obtained through early stage concept testing may often be dubious, and findings may also be misleading if the test is not carried out properly. Then the product prototype testing, once the concept testing is successful, the next step is to put the real product into few selected markets. This test will provide whether the product performs as expected and whether it lives up to the promise of the concept. Such a test enables the management to pick out the likes and dislikes of the consumer towards the product. It also gives an opportunity to the buyers to compete the product with the competitive products. The prototype of developed product as the end result of the product development process. This prototype is developed in the lab and is put under technical testing. Then it is put under standard consumer usage test. The concept statement used earlier is presented to the consumer with the product, so that the product manager is sure that the product's benefit in use matches with the way the product will be presented to the consumers through the advertising. Product testing is done to assess proper product performance also, and it is also done to minimize the risk attached to full-scale launching of the new product. Product testing also helps to identify most productive market segments and to collect necessary data about the responsiveness of the customers. However, this is not a foolproof system for predicting the future. It cannot help in forecasting the market size, sales volume, brand share, and repeat buying. Correct pricing cannot be assessed at this end or at this particular stage. So finally we will go for the test marketing. Even the most favorable results from the two tests mentioned above, like the prototype or the concept testing, are not a conclusive evidence for the success of the new product. Like for instance, even where the product is seen to possess high quality, market failure is still a possibility if other important factors in the market mix show weaknesses. It is therefore logical to examine how conducive it will be for the product testing, and it may help in testing the company's total marketing mix also. However, due to prohibitive cost structure, many product managers put the product under purchase laboratories. Purchase laboratories are most significant marketing research tools for new product launches. The purchase lab generates the ultimate estimate of magnitude of new product sales using completed packaging, product brand name, and advertising. Purchase lab are run in shopping centers. Interviewers approach using user of a product category, and they are asked if they are willing to participate in the research study. They are interviewed about purchase pattern, number and type of brand purchased, reason for purchase, attribute rating for each brand, and other questions related to that particular category. The consumers are shown advertisements for the new product along with competitive advertising for the category, and they are taken to a cell that is set up especially for the new product. Each of these customers are given seed money for purchase, and they check out paying for the product with the seed money. The product is taken home and used. The consumers are interviewed again to determine the product's performance. All the data is put into the evaluation process through the simulated model, which can generate an estimate of market share at various levels of distribution and advertising outlay. Once the purchase lab is cleared, the product is put for test marketing. Under test marketing, the product is introduced in selected areas, often at different prices in different locations. These tests provide the management an idea of the amount and elasticity of demand for the particular product, the competition it is likely to face, and the expected sales volume and profits that might yield at different prices. Experiences show that the chances of new product being successful are significantly greater if it is first put into a controlled test market where it is exposed to realistic competitive conditions. The product manager use test marketing for various reasons, They are used to evaluate a complete marketing plan, including the advertising budget, intensity of the distribution, level of sales network, and different levels of pricing. It is also used to determine the promotional media mix, types of channels, and to forecast the likely sales volume. Test marketing has certain limitations. Competitors' response and their defensive action may not allow test marketing to provide conclusive results. Test marketing is a costly affair and it is a time-consuming method. Many firms avoid test marketing since they wish to be the first in the market. Though test marketing is not a perfect simulation of full-scale production and distribution, yet it may provide very useful information for better planning of the full-scale effort. It also permits initial pricing mistake to be made on a small rather than large scale. However, test marketing does not eliminate risk. It only improves market and product knowledge and reduces the chances of expensive mistakes. Therefore, most firms resort to test marketing. Like for example, Liril soap introduced by Hindustan Lever Limited was originally tested in Hyderabad and Lucknow. These towns were selected because of their different characteristics, which makes them representative of a large spectrum of the towns in India. The product was distributed in all normal outlets in both the towns and supported by advertising to inform the customers. Result of the test enabled the company to make several improvements which were successfully incorporated before the product was extended nationally. To make test marketing more fruitful, a post-test market launch survey should be conducted. The survey will reveal whether the earlier satisfaction continues to be derived, whether people like the product and make a repurchase of the product, and whether the advertising appeal to the target audience. On the basis of these findings, changes in marketing mix will have to be incorporated before the product is finally launched in the market. After doing all this test marketing phase, we will finally move on to the commercialization and final launch. Commercialization and final launch stage, the product is submitted to the market and thus consumers can go for the final purchase, and the life of the new product commences from this particular stage. Commercialization is also the phase where marketing is most active in connotation with the new product. This stage is considered to be the critical one for any new product and should therefore be handled carefully. Like for instance, it should be checked whether advertising and personal selling have been done effectively and whether proper outlets have been arranged for the distribution. Despite the care with which the previous development stage have been planned, unforeseen events can impair commercialization seriously. Therefore, some activities are usually undertaken at this particular stage, like completing final plans for production and marketing, then initiating coordinated production and selling programs, and checking the results at regular interval of time. It should be remembered that new products should be launched in the market only stage by stage. In other words, introduction may be restricted to few regions in the first instance. This is to avoid short supply of the product due to initial gap in production and distribution. And it is not prudent to extend a product nationally and then not be able to meet the demand or to come across some unexpected deficiency. Like Gold Cafe was heavily advertised nationally in 1987, but it was not available at retail outlets. Many companies decide to go for regional rollouts than a full-scale launch. The company divides the national market into smaller regions and launches the new product in sequence one after the other. A regional rollout helps the company in managing and covering the market one by one and managing the new product launch with a limited budget. In the case of regional rollout, advertising carries a catch line titled "Only available in selected cities." All the stages explained in the previous discussion stresses the fact that development of the new product must pass through certain logical stages, and innovation is necessarily an orderly and predictable process and can be performed only in a sequence. Like for example, commercialization cannot precede the development stage of a product, and after completing this all, we will go for product line coverage strategy. The product line coverage strategy helps marketing managers decide how many types of lines of product the company should have in its product mix. The need for multiple products can best be described in the word of Nickerson, who has compared the product range of a company with a family in which all the children are not born with the same faculty and aptitude. In the range of product, help less profit intensive products to survive and enable the company to earn a reasonable return on its total investment consistent with the risk involved. With the passage of time, a company may find it difficult to maintain profitability with the existing range of products. A change in the product mix may very often help overcome this situation. In fact, a change in the product mix is one way of profit improvements also. The important data to help managerial decisions regarding changes in the product line can be detailed cost data relating to each product in the product line, profitability and contribution of each product, product-wise plant capacity and the alternative uses to which it could be put in case a change in product mix is envisaged, and product-wise demand present and potential. Then prevailing market prices for similar products and marketing strategies adopted to promote their sales. And there are certain other reasons also for adding new product in the existing product line. The product manager should not introduce a new product if an even better competing new product is available. Before taking any final decision, all the available opportunities and alternatives should be explored and examined, and the best one is chosen. In other words, the opportunity cost of alternative uses to excess capacity must be estimated. The management should also appraise the impact of the new product on the existing product of the company. If the new product complements the product line, it will increase the sale of the other product. In such a case, the contribution of overhead and profit by introducing new product will be greater than the direct contribution of the product itself. The contribution estimates will be adjusted downward. If the excess capacity is temporary, management must look at whether the product can be abundant when demand for other product recovers. For it may well be preferable to accept temporary excess capacity than to create production bottlenecks when the excess disappears. Management must also examine whether it has the requisite know-how to produce and sell the product. There can be certain reasons for adding new product in the existing product line of the firm, like excess capacity as a reason for existing product line. The presence of excess production capacity is perhaps the most important single factor leading to product line diversification. Broadly conceived, excess capacity is said to exist when it would cost the multiple product firm less to make and sell the new product than it would cost a new company set up to produce only that product. Excess capacity may occur for similar reasons. It may be the result of an unduly over-optimistic estimated market for the firm's product. In such a case, if anticipated level of demand is not forthcoming, the firm develop excess capacity. Existing excess capacity may be due to seasonal variations in demand also, the latter being a result of weather and customs, like for example greeting cards, ice creams. Their demand varies as per the season or as per the occasion. Companies faced with seasonal demand for their products would certainly find it advisable to add to their product line in off-season a new product to make up for the loss because of ideal capacity. Overcapacity may further be caused by cyclical fluctuations in sale. Excess capacity may result from secular shift in markets, taste, buying habits, etc., leaving the firm with underutilized capacity and know-how. As we have seen, Tisco management was fully aware of the vulnerability of the steel industry to business cycles. With this in view, the company promoted a large number of industries in and around Jamshedpur with a view to dispose most of its steels at the minimum cost. In this process, a number of companies including Indian Tube Company, Tata Ribbon, Telco and Tin Plate were established. Finally, the existence of an excess capacity may be the result of vertical integration also. The reason for vertical integration may however be many. The most obvious reason is to get a strategic market advantage. There may be an economic motive to integrate if further utilization or full utilization of plant capacity or managerial, marketing and research capacities leads to lower production cost. Moreover, a purchasing firm can supply its own needs of raw material and semi-finished components more economically through integration than by directly purchasing them from the market. Sometimes a firm may have to pay lower prices if it purchases two or more products simultaneously. This is possible through vertical integration only. Many companies do forward and backward integration to develop products in the value chain, like ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, originally was an oil exploration company. Subsequently it went into refinery and now they have entered into retail distribution also and marketing of petroleum products also. Reliance Petroleum started its operation for refinery business but went into both backward and forward integration by entering oil exploration and retail marketing. To utilize unused capacity, some units in public sector have also added their product lines. The Mining and Allied Machinery Corporation, manufacturer of coal equipment, have taken up manufacturing of earth moving equipments also and accessories as well for the coal industry. Another reason can be profit as a criteria for optimum product line. Granted that there are sufficiently strong pressure on the firm to diversify its product line, the question is, what are the goals sought to be achieved by the firm in increasing the product line? In the long run, profit maximization may be the objective of the optimum product line. In the short run, however, income stability may be more important goal. Other short-term objectives are continued existence of the firm, market share, volume growth, comfortable cash reserves, cordial lab relation. Even these objectives, however, may merge with the long-run objective of the profit maximization. The profitability is the crucial test of adding of the product line. The decision about adding a new product is not different from other managerial decisions. Incremental cost is of adding the product are to be compared with incremental returns also. If the net return is more than the return provided by alternative investment opportunities, a product may be added to the product line. And before deciding to add to the product line, a forecast of demand for that product and the cost involved in the addition will have to be made. Then diversification can also be a response to change, and many companies find it profitable to diversify and add to their existing product line in response to change. Changes may occur in the demand for their product, in the scope for further expansion, or in the overall economic, political or social environment in which the company operates. Hindustan Lever started in the 18th century as a sales organization and became a marketing company early in the 19th century. By 1930, it commenced manufacturing vanaspati and soaps. Between the mid-50s and mid-60s, it diversified its activities into synthetic detergents, convenience goods, animal feeds and dairy products. By the late 60s and early 70s, it was evident to the company that its future was more secure with further diversification into the core sector of business. Godrej is another company which has diversified its product portfolio over the years. Though the company started its business in lock and typewriter manufacturing, it discovered that the real business lies in office equipment and fast-moving consumer goods industry. It decided to enter into these businesses while electronic typewriters and computers were entering into the market and manual typewriters were getting outdated. The company moved out of the business and entered into modern and attractive businesses. Due to oil price hike and the resultant cost compulsion, Daimler-Benz, that had built its reputation on limousine, had to introduce a compact car for those who want less comfortable interior to exciting driving experiences. The objective was to lure customer away from rivals such as BMW, Audi and Opel in Germany on desired customer benefit. There can be some other considerations also, like a company may take advantage of its own strong points, that is sound distribution network. Wimco's diversification into processed food industry is an example of this type. Crompton Greaves took up TV because their household products, lights and fans have given them a lot of goodwill. Another reason can be a company may look for backward and forward integration and diversifying into allied lines, like OCM manufacturers of woolen carpet and worsted woolen fabrics went in for production of synthetic fiber fabrics. This also reduced the company's dependence on seasonal product. A company may go into totally unrelated products also. This is because of incentives given by the government for the growth of a particular industry or a reason, and also to provide a hedge against business cycles and recession. Brooke Bond diversified rapidly into non-beverages lines. Companies marketing undergarments under the brand name Amul have entered into manufacturing of steel in Odisha due to the available opportunities and tax holidays offered by the state government. So these are some of the factors which are very much essential in considering product development. Our next task is managing the product life cycle. Product life cycle is one of the most popular concepts in marketing literature. This concept has been used as a tool for forecasting and also for developing marketing strategy. In its simplest form, this model explains the market response to a new product introduced in the market over a period of time. It is considered as the supply view of the diffusion concept discussed in the new product development stage. The idea of product life cycle is borrowed from biology, and an analogy is drawn with the life of an organism. As a living being progresses through the different stages of birth, growth, maturity, decline and death, so also a product passes through similar stages during its market entry and obvious exit from the market. Product life cycle theory is one of the first analytical attempt to determine marketing strategies as different product market situations. The product life cycle concept describes the stages in the sales history of a product. The basic feature of this theory have proposition that a product has a limited life and a product's sale generally follows an S curve until sales eventually starts declining. A general pattern was observed in many cases as brands in America and Indian market, and as per these pattern we have different types of product life cycle for different types of product categories. The product life cycle also depends on the productivity of every product and services offered by the organizations or the manufacturers in the market. Productivity life cycle is useful to analyze different levels of product category, product forms and brands. Product category is a very broad level referring to the basic service or product satisfying the needs. Hence, product category exhibits the longest life cycle. Product forms normally follows the standard productivity cycle. A few brands have very long productivity life cycle. For example, Lifebuoy and Lux have generations of consumers. Many brands launched after these two brands by the same company have seen premature death. As the organizations are growing in size and demand for documentation is increasing, we can see that the demand for multiple choice of document is increasing, but demand for photocopying is increasing at a slower rate. As the scanning and e-printing facilities are increasing, demand for photocopying may come down in future also. Correspondingly, the demand for cyclostyling is going down and the demand for carbon copying has almost turned negative. This example explains different levels of product category, product forms and product life cycle. Now we will discuss about the shape of the product life cycle. Product go through different life cycle pattern. There are several shapes that can be observed in practice. The shape commonly reported are classical bell-shaped curve, as you can see in the slide. Growth slump maturity pattern, cycle recycle pattern, cyclope pattern, style, fashion and fads. Growth slump maturity pattern exhibits an initial growth for the product followed by a decline in sales and subsequent stability for a fairly long time. Growth slump maturity pattern displays a multi-model shape due to the different promotional mechanism adopted by the marketer at different points of time. Style pattern of product life cycle conceptualizes sale in cyclical order where growth, saturation, slump, regrowth, saturation and decline happens over a period of time. The fashion cycle are slow growth, saturation and decline pattern, whereas a fad has an instant peak and sharp fall in the market. The latter creates a high level of demand in short term, but as the customer completes the trial process, they don't go for adoption and falls come sharper than the style curve. The concept of product life cycle follows certain kinds of life cycle pattern. Whether the pattern is like that of an S-shaped curve or modification, as we have seen, we need to understand the relevance of product life cycle concept in the context of making strategic decisions and making marketing forecasts. Many products generally have a characteristic known as perishable distinctiveness. This means that a product which is distinct when new degenerates over a year into a common commodity. The process by which the distinctiveness gradually disappears as the product merges with other competitive products is termed as the cycle of competitive degeneration. The cycle begins with the invention of new product, often followed by patent protection and further development to make it scalable. This is usually followed by a rapid expansion in its sales as the product gains market acceptance. Then competitors enter the field with imitation and rival products, and the distinctiveness of the new product starts diminishing. This spread of degeneration differs from product to product. While some product fails immediately on birth or a little later, other may live long enough. BPL television launched picture-in-picture PIP television, which was eliminated at the introduction stage itself. Pagers had a grand launch in the market but got eliminated as the next better product of communication in the form of mobile phones entered the market. The innovation of a new product and its degeneration into a common product is termed as life cycle of a product. This often helps competitors to benchmark against the available technology and develop better products compared to the current one so as to take away the market share from the market leaders. There are 4 distinct stages in the life cycle of product, and the first stage is known as the introduction stage. Research or engineering skills lead to new product development, as we have already discussed in our previous lecture. The product is put on the market at the stage of commercialization, as mentioned in the previous discussion. The concept of product life cycle starts from the commercialization stage of new product development. At this stage, product awareness and acceptance among prospective customers are minimal. As the sales are low, there are high promotional costs. This is due to the fact that the company has to spend money for advertising, sales promotion and other forms of promotions. The major obstacle to rapid market penetration at this stage is poor distribution strategy. Many retailers will not support a new product launch and will wait at this stage for the product to make a success. Many companies prefer regional rollouts in which a new product is introduced market by market, region by region. This system of new product introduction often brings physical distribution and logistic problems to the forefront. The consumer acceptance of a new product is also low as far as the new product is in the introduction stage, and the customers are very few to accept the new product. As we have explained in our new product development discussion, only innovative customers buy the product in the introduction stage. The newer the product, the more the marketer need to spend in terms of financial resources and efforts to create demand for the new product. Length of the introductory stage will depend on the complexity involved in the product, its degree of newness, its fit into the existing customer needs structure, the presence of competitive products, either as perfect or imperfect substitutes, and the nature, magnitude and effectiveness of the introductory market expenditure. It is assumed at this stage that the product does not have a perfect competition. The competition will be in the form of imperfect substitute available in the market and by the availability of existing products. In many instances, two firms working on a similar technological platform may also launch competing products at the same time. So, mapping competition at one point of time may not give much help to the new product marketer, as competition may emerge from new product launch at the same time. Alternatively, a company observes the test marketing results of its competitor and may launch the competing products at the same time when the test marketing company is finalizing its launch. When two or more firms launches a product at the same time, then the introductory stage is likely to be shorter. After the introduction stage, the next stage is the growth stage. The product begins to make rapid sales gain because of the cumulative effect of distribution and word of mouth influence. High and sharp rise in the profit are witnessed at this stage. However, for sustained growth, consumer satisfaction must be ensured at this particular stage. This stage begins when demand grows rapidly. In the case of repeat buying situation, the innovators move from trial purchase to adoption stage. If the innovators are satisfied with the product, they influence other buyers through word of mouth and referral communication. Deeper penetration in market by intensive distribution strategy and increasing the store availability and usage tend to bring the new product more in forefront. The competitors also start their advertising and sales promotion, making the total category demand to increase in the market. Growth stage also contributes in increasing the overall profits of the company. After the growth stage comes into existence, the maturity stage. Sales growth continues, but at the diminishing rate because of the declining number of potential customers who remain unaware of the product or who have taken no action. The last of the unsuccessful competing brands will tend to withdraw from the market. For this reason, sales are likely to continue to rise while the brands will tend to withdraw from the market. There is no improvement in the product, but changes in selling efforts are common. Profit margin slips despite sales due to higher cost of acquiring new customers. Sales reach and remain on a plateau marked by the level of replacement demand. There is little additional demand or there is no demand for the new product. This is the stage in which it becomes difficult to maintain effective distribution and the competition is more on the basis of price than any other component. After the maturity stage comes into existence, the decline stage. Eventually, sales start declining due to multiple reasons. Changes in consumer preferences, competitive structure in the market, technology, and other environmental forces lead to the decline of sales. Sales begin to diminish absolutely as the customer begin to get bored with the product. If the decline is for the product category, the marketer may decide to prune the product portfolio and drop the declining brands or may plan to reintroduce brand with product modifications or creativity. The category may gradually be edged out by better products or substitutes. For example, dial telephones and petrol jeeps led to eventual dropping of the brands by by better products and substitutes. The product decline happens due to entry of new competitors with advanced technology and reduction in customer interest. The marketer is left with an opinion of price reduction, which puts pressure on the profit margin, leading to deletion of the product. There are several reasons why the life cycle of a product tend to be shorter. Majority of companies are into the process of continuous research for new product development, leading to dropping products and adopting new products. Simultaneous attempts by several companies in the same direction and with similar technology, leading to shortening of the life cycle and the tendency of a new product to attract competitors. Improvements offered by one company are likely to be met and, if possible, exceeded by competitors in a relatively short period. If competitor hits upon a real improvement, then marketers will also tend to make such type of innovations or changes. It may be noted that product may begin a new life cycle or revert to an early stage as a result of discovery of new uses, appearance of new users, and introduction of new features. As the distinctiveness of the product fades out, the pricing discretion enjoyed by their producer gradually declines. This is what happened in the case of many products like ballpoint pens, transistors, radios, and so on. Throughout the life cycle, changes takes place in price, promotional efforts leading to changes in elasticity of demand, production and distribution cost of the product. Pricing policy, therefore, must be adjusted over the various phases of the cycle. There are certain strategic considerations in the product life cycle concept. The product life cycle at the concept level has become one of the popular propositions with its empirical evidences, and it provides so many different types of clues for the marketer to make necessary modifications in the existing strategies. For example, at the introductory stage, competition is given no importance. At the growth stage, it is given a little importance, while at the maturity stage, there are many rivals in the market. Slowly, however, the number of competitors or rivals get reduced with the declining stage. As the product is new to the market and comes with innovations and creativity, the number of competitors are very few, or in some cases, the competitors do not exist at all. In the subsequent stages, competitors could find the market to be attractive and enters the market. When the product enters into the decline stage, the number of competitors move out of the market as the market does not seem attractive anymore. Then overall strategic focus at the introductory stage emphasizes is basically laid on the market development. At the growth stage, the marketer needs to increase its volume of business and follow market penetration strategy. He starts using mass media for entering into deeper pockets. The marketing manager focuses on creating brand loyalty and brand preferences at the maturity stage. In the decline stage, the marketer may decide to go in favor of market selection and concentrate on fewer profitable markets, or else the marketer get ready for overall preparation for renewable or new product development. Profits also have a strategic consideration in the overall product life cycle. At the introductory stage, profits are negligible, but at the growth stage, they reach peak level as a result of growing demand. At the maturity stage, they decline due to increasing competition. At the last stage, that is the declining stage, the volume starts declining and the profit starts eliminating. The profit curve falls faster than the sales curve as the cost to serve the customer increases and the commoditization of the product reduces the level of profit at the maturity stage. Similarly, distribution strategies also have strategic consideration in the product life cycle. Since the company has to cover fewer markets and the distribution network is not well developed, distribution is selective in the introduction stage. Company at growth and maturity stage have volume objective, hence follow an intensive distribution strategy. At the decline stage, the distribution strategy is again revised and selective distribution becomes the most profitable method. When companies go for product modification, they changes their distribution again to the intensive distribution. And in the last, we have the advertising strategy, which have strategic consideration in the product life cycle. At the introduction stage, advertising strategies aims at the need of the early adopters. At the growth stage, an attempt is made to make the mass market aware of the brand benefit. At maturity stage, advertising is used as a vehicle for differentiating among otherwise similar brands. At the last stage, however, it emphasizes on the low price of the product and follows a lower advertising expenditure. The nature of advertising at the introductory stage is to make people aware of the product. Hence, awareness of the objective in growth and the maturity stage, the company would like to make consumer prefer the brand over the other and try to convince or persuade them into buying the advertised brand. In the late maturity and decline stage, advertising is more or less towards building preferences and loyalty among the existing customer. Therefore, as a marketer, we have to make different marketing strategies and the product life cycle. The concept of product life cycle concentrates on the life stages of a new product, beginning with its introduction into the market till it reaches the decline stage. However, a series of processes are to be undertaken by the management even prior to the introduction of the product in the market. These processes include exploration, screening, analysis, development and testing. As we have already mentioned these things in our new product development strategy. The concept of product life cycle is used as a managerial tool for making crucial strategic decisions. Marketing strategies, however, have to change with changes in the phase of product life cycle, and understanding of the product life cycle is helpful to the managers for the rational understanding of the future sales activities and for planning marketing strategies. Hence, product life cycle is synonymous with the pattern of demand for a product over a period of time. The length of time that a product spends at any one stage varies from product to product. A product might not pass through every stage of the cycle. Some product, for instance, might not get past the introductory stage, while others might not get past to the growth stage or even the maturity stage. There might be still other products that might pass to the introductory to maturity stage but might take longer period to reach the saturation stage and hence might take a longer period to reach the declining stage. In certain cases, there might be a repositioning of the product also, which might trigger off a new growth in the product life cycle. Therefore, there are certain strategies for product life cycle stages, and we will try to analyze and characterize each of the stage and then discuss what strategies will be followed at each stage. To revisit the concept of product life cycle, it consists of introduction, growth, maturity and decline. The marketing strategies need to get adapted to the changing situations in the market and evolving life cycle of the product. There are certain characteristics and marketing strategies at the introduction stage. Like for example, the product life cycle begins with introduction stage when the product is launched. At this stage, sales are low. This stage involves high distribution and promotion expenses. Profits are found to be negative or low. Since it is too early for refinements, basic version of the product are sold. Focus of marketing is on those buyers who are always ready to buy. Better quality, features and superior performance of the basic product help the marketer to grow at this stage. Based on these characteristics, a company may use an appropriate marketing strategy commensurate with the company's objective and resources. Similarly, at the growth stage, we have to again modify the marketing strategies, and this stage is most rewarding for the marketer. If the new product is considered to be satisfactory by the market, the characteristic of this stage includes a very sensitive market response where sales climb rapidly. There is a marked increase in profit at this stage. So, also there is an increase in competition. It helps in opening new market segments as the marketer look for growth and enter into newer market segments. The growth stage has two distinct sub-stages, namely early growth and late growth. In the early growth, the sale increases at an increased rate, and in the later growth stage, it increases at a decreasing rate. At the growth stage, the marketer follows different kinds of strategies compared to the introduction stage. As the sale and profits grow rapidly, compared to the introduction stage, companies uses varying strategy in the growth stage. Lured by high sale and correspondingly high profits, competition enters the market. Therefore, improving and adding new features will expand the market for the company. Because of high volume of business and increase in competition, prices are not raised. On the other hand, strategic lowering of prices should be resorted to attract more buyers. Similarly, at the maturity stage, which is a new stage after the growth stage, despite higher spending on the marketing program, there is no substantial growth in sales volume and the market is flooded with many competitors and competing products also. In this stage, though the sales growth slow down, the market suddenly experiences increased supply, and so also the firm will have increased capacity and high level of inventory carrying cost due to slow movement of the product from manufacturer to the consumer's hand. The market experiences commoditization and competition brings down the price, putting pressure on the profitability and liquidity of the firm. In the late maturity stage, the profit drops sharply, and this is a stage when the competitor sales curve starts entering into the growth stage and customers start switching from the previous brands to the newer entries in the market. This is all for today's lecture. We will discuss another topic in the coming sessions. Have a nice day. Thank you.